This is Francis Joseph Lamana from newsbuffet.com, and I'm back in my tapestry studio today. But I'm not talking about astrology today. Um, I wanted to kind of go over something else had to do with football. And for those of you who don't know, um, I played 4 years of college football. I played in a senior all star game in Dallas, Texas, that I'm very proud of. Um, I played at a Division III school, but that particular Senior Bowl game was mixed with all talent from divisions 1, 2, and 3. So it was quite an accomplishment, and it's something that I'm proud of. I don't believe that anybody knows the game or can talk about the game of football better than I can, but that's just my personal opinion of myself. Um, So usually, like when it comes to comments in general about videos or anything on the internet, I try to stay away from the comments because I just don't believe in them. Like I really believe that, we watch videos to watch videos, and when I watch a video, it's my I'm watching the video for personal reasons. I don't watch videos to see what people are saying about the video. That's not really something that I'm concerned in. So I like to watch videos for personal reasons. Um, Today I wanted to kind of address what's going on in Colorado, just because like I happened to get sucked in to the comment section, and like I said, commenting is something that I don't usually do, but when I saw how heated when I saw how heated the conversation was getting about the Colorado incident with the ball boy slapping the ball out of someone's hands, like it got so heated that like people were starting to compare it to Travis Kelsey, and I don't know if you saw that with him grabbing that guy's phone and breaking his cell phone, but it was the comments were a mess. And like I said, once I saw that people were really heated, I decided to add my 2 cents for the fun of it. Um, but when you really watch that video of the ball boy slapping the ball out of someone's hands, if you watch that, first of all, I just want to say that if I don't really believe that anybody should be commentating or talking about college football if you didn't play college football. That's just my personal opinion. So, if you watch the video, you'll see the ball boy slapping the ball out of someone's hands. Now, the person that he actually slapped the ball from didn't really have an issue with him. So, there was the guy that got the ball slapped out of his hand. Then there was, I think, Shador Sanders, and then there was another guy behind him that wasn't dressed. Now, I really don't follow Colorado, so I don't really know who the people are, but there were three people in that video, and nobody was there that was commenting on the video. So nobody knows the atmosphere surrounding the incident. And I'm willing to bet that the ball boy did have a personal relationship with the person who he slapped the ball out of his hands, because I don't think a ball boy would do that if he didn't have some type of relationship with the person. Like nobody would just do that to do that. You know what I mean? Not at that level. And if you notice, it's not even the guy that got the ball slapped out of his hand that had a problem with the ball boy. It was the guy that was like not in uniform with all the gold chains on and the Mr. T starter kit and the jewelry. Like he was the one who really had an issue with the ball boy. It wasn't even the guy who got the ball slapped out of his hands. So I think I don't know, man. People just they like see videos about things and they comment. They don't really think about the situation. Um, I mean, if the guy who got the ball slapped out of his hands didn't really react, then why is it justified for someone else who's not really even involved to react? So, like I said, my personal opinion of that is I think the ball boy knew the guy. He's probably the ball boy for the team. He doesn't probably play, but he probably had a relationship with some of the players. Um, Shit happens. I mean, whatever. So that kind of forced me to go in and look at what Colorado is actually doing. Now, they did beat Utah today, which is a step up from last year because they lost to Utah last year. So they did beat Utah today. Now, I mean, if you go in and you look at what Colorado's really doing, okay, they beat North Dakota State season opener. That's a tune-up game, right? North Dakota State. Who are they? Then they came back in week 2. They lost to Nebraska. Nebraska's 5-4. They beat Colorado State, who's 7-3. They beat Baylor. They beat UCF. They lost to K State. K State's the only ranked opponent they played, and they lost. They beat Arizona 4-6. They beat Cincinnati 5-4. Texas Tech they won 6-4, and they beat Utah today, which is now 4-6. So Colorado at this point is 8-2, but who has Colorado played all season? They've had one game against a ranked opponent and they lost. One. They played one ranked opponent, K State, and they lost. And then they lost to Nebraska, which, from what I saw, is 5-4 at this point. So, who did they really play this season? I mean, the schedule isn't that tough. I mean, Utah is not even a 500 team. Arizona is 4-6. UCF is 4-6, and the majority of the other teams are 5-4. Total offense, they weren't even on the board. Total defense, they're not on the board. When you look at what Shedeur Sanders is doing personally, he completed 250 passes out of 343 attempts, 24 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. And I don't think these stats include today's game against Utah, but he's 250 for 343, 2,882 yards, 6 interceptions, and 24 touchdowns. He's ranked 6th overall in yards, 3rd in touchdowns, 11th in efficiency. I mean, that's that's a decent season, 2,882 yards. I think he's almost 1,000 yards behind the top, the guy in the top spot. I think it's the guy from Miami. But Colorado's got no defense and they got no running game. So I don't know what they're actually going to do during, in the season when the games actually matter. I mean, if you got no running game and you got no defense, I mean, they're not even on the board. They're not even ranked, I don't think, in red zone offense. I mean, so, and I didn't think that they would be without a running game, but if you don't have a defense and you don't have a running game, then you can't control the ball. So I don't really think that. I mean, okay, so they're 8-2, but when we'll see what Colorado really does when the games start to matter, and then when it really matters, we'll see. Because I mean, in games against top opponents, they're not. I don't see how they can compete without a running game or a defense. So, I mean, you can't put the whole game on Shedeur Sanders, but it seems like that's what's going on. But they're 8-2. They beat a bunch of mediocre teams. They lost to the only team that they played that was ranked. So, I mean, we're not really going to know what Colorado's made of until the end of the season, obviously. So that's the report on Colorado. I mean, it's an 8-2 team that hasn't really played anyone. They got no defense and no running game, and I think the ball boy was friends with the guy that he slapped the ball out of the hands of. So that's pretty much it. All right, everyone. Have a good day.